Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, DotNet-Dev-Journey with Jacob. And yesterday I started another phase of my development journey to becoming a professional and employable .NET developer. The second phase, which is the ASP.NET Core Web API, so building Web API projects. So I'm done with building console application and now I'm going into building web API projects. And yesterday I gave a brief introduction on that, explaining some terminologies as some terminologies in ASP.NET Core, and I also explained what the web is and things that pertains to communication via the web or via the internet. So now, yesterday as well, I was able to introduce us to a simple project, a simple web API application, which I named Wallet API. So it is just like a smaller version of the console application which I designed in the first phase of my learning process of my learning. And here in this application, although I'm still going to make this application a bigger one, but I'm starting from the basics so that it can help me understand all the terminologies, all the technicalities, and just to help me understand um, how the web works and what web API really entails. And yesterday we started by making or designing this application. So I'm going to rush through. Yesterday we were able to, create this project. We ran the project and we tested the endpoints on Swagger. So here are the two endpoints we have for now, which is the HTTP posts, um, HTTP post method and the get method. Here, this one is getting all the um, lists of wallets that we have, and here this is creating a new wallet resource. So today we want to quickly look at adding two other um, actions to this controller class. And the two actions will be deposit action and the withdraw action. But to do that, I would like to quickly create a folder here. This is a DTO folder, and DTO stands for data transfer object, as the name implies. So this is just like a model for handling the request for the deposit and the withdraw. So in here, I'm going to create two items. The first item, I'm naming it deposit requests class, and we want to use this to handle the deposit request. And to handle deposit request, this is our wallet. We have the wallet ID and the balance. So if we want to deposit, we know what deposit means is we are adding money to the balance, and we're adding money to this balance here. And now we need to replace two properties, two fields, as you may want to call it, we are saying public. We are using the wallet ID because we will need wallet ID to deposit. There's the wallet ID will help us to get the correct wallet that we want to deposit to, and then we also need amounts. And here we are using decimal amount because the amount is, um, saved in decimal. The amount is a decimal value, while the wallet ID is a queued data type. So having done that, we are going to, repeat this for the withdraw request as well. So withdraw requests. So we are basically doing the same thing because to also withdraw, we need the wallet ID and the amount. So now the next thing is to go to the WalletController class. I want to make this video as short as possible. So then we are adding HTTP get get a posts, HTTP posts. We're saying deposits. So underneath this, we are going to write the method that is action results. So we're going to return wallet action results, and we are saying from body. So here's an attribute telling us telling us the DTO we are using, or the class we are using to handle this command or this action. So the first thing we want to do is we want to test if the wallet ID is valid. That is, if if a wallet or call, or if a wallet is existing for that wallet ID provided from the request. So we are saying if our wallet equals to our list. So we are getting first results. So we are using an expression ID dot equals request dot wallet ID. So we are saying if this is equals to the wallet ID, like we are saying get the wallet get the wallet whose wallet ID is equals to the wallet ID from the request. And then we want to check if the wallet is null. So we are returning what are we returning? Not found, which is 404. There is need for us to know this error codes. So we are saying wallet not found. And there's another thing we also want to test for. We want to test if the amount is not equal to 0 or less than 0. We don't want a negative or a 0 amount. So to do that, we want to check if the request dot amount is less or equal to 0. If that is a bad request, we want to return a bad request, which is 400. So we are saying amount must be greater than 0, greater than 0. So those are the two conditions to be tested. Once our wallet is valid and the amount is, greater than 0, then we want to say wallet dot balance plus equal requests dot amount. So I hope we understand what I did there, and we are returning okay wallet. And say return wallet. So now we are going to write another action for the deposit, and it's similar to what we've just done now. But here, look at it. We used HTTP post deposit. So it's going to map that request to this action here. It's going to map the deposit request to this action. So what this simply means is that it's going to call for whatever the address is, then slash API slash deposit. Because don't forget, I said HTTP REST, most importantly, REST APIs make use of nouns, not verb. So that's why we have here we are saying deposit. Here, don't forget slash controller. Here is going to be, what are we returning here? I think we are returning, we are creating, I guess, we are creating here. So here is going to be to create. We are creating here. So here will be create, and here will be wallet. But we'll see that as we go on in the course of this. Oh, this DTO is supposed to be outside of this model, sorry. So I'm bringing it outside of this model. It's not supposed to be in there. Yeah. So the model is supposed to be on its own. So let's go back here. Yep. So now we're also going to be using HTTP withdraw as the attribute now. HTTP post withdraw, and we are going to copy. Let's copy because we have a similar code. The only thing that will just be different here is number one, we are going to change this to withdraw instead of deposit. We're using withdraw, and we are going to test for one more condition here. We want to test if the balance is sufficient enough for the withdrawal. We want to say if wallet dot balance is less than the request. Because obviously if the balance is less than the request, then it's insufficient balance already. Because we cannot withdraw more than what we have in the balance. That's going to plunge the balance into a negative value, and overdraft is not allowed on this application. This is just a simple application. So overdraft is now allowed. Excuse me, please. So here we have this already, and we can, okay, here we have to change this to subtraction because we are subtracting from the balance. And here we have it. So let's quickly run this code and see. Let's run the code and test the endpoints. So we have 4 endpoints now. Let's test our endpoints and see. So as you can see, that I said, this is what we'll see here. The first one, wallet. The second one, wallet as well. The third one here, we have deposits. Or peradventure, let me do something. I just want to test something here because sometimes it's good to play around our code. So let's say I want to do something like this. And let's say create. Let's see what we'll have in our Swagger side of thing. Okay, we have wallet create. So we are creating a new wallet, as you can see. So, okay, let's use this so that we know that, okay, for this, we are creating a new wallet. Here we are fetching all the lists of wallets that we have. And here we are depositing into a wallet. Here we are withdrawing. So first and foremost, I would like us to try and fetch the lists of wallets we have. At the moment, not created any wallet, so we can see that our list is empty. So let's clear this and let's go back here. So now let's create a wallet. And to create a wallet, all we need to do is just execute, and we have a wallet. As you can see, we have a wallet here, and we'll be needing this wallet ID. Don't forget, we need wallet ID and amount to deposit. We also need wallet ID and amount to withdraw. So here is the wallet ID. It has been successfully created. So now let's go back to the list to get the list of wallets we have and see what our results will be now. As you can see, now we have one wallet in the list. Don't forget, here is our list. So this is the list holding the wallets created here. And here is our wallet. Don't forget, these are our wallet properties. We have ID and balance. And that's what we have here on Swagger, ID and balance. And we know our balance is automatically, um, automatically a zero balance at the point of creating the wallet. Let me quickly show us how that came about. You can see to create a wallet, said new wallet, new and balance is equals to 0, days is days, and that's that. So that's how we came about that. So let's go back to our code. And now we have a wallet. So let's try and make deposits. So now we know we have a wallet. So now let's try to make a deposit. So here is just giving us like a prototype, an example of how our request body is supposed to look. But this is, an example, so the ID is actually not correct. So we have to paste in the ID I copied from the original wallet that was created. And now let's assume, okay, before I do that, let's go back to the one provided here. Obviously, we know this does not exist because if we come here to look at the ID that was returned, here we have 7071. This is the correct ID created of the correct ID of the wallet created. You can see here is 3FA. So we know automatically this should give us a response saying wallet not found. But let's run it and see what the response will be. As you can see, error 404, wallet not found. Now let's try negative balance. Let's put in the correct wallet ID and let's try like 0 for instance. Don't forget in our code we gave the condition if the amount is 0 or less than 0, that's a bad request. So let's see what this response will be. See, response status 400 bad request. Amount must be greater than 0. So now we see that those two conditions are working. So now let's give it an acceptable figure and let's rerun the code. Now we see we have balance of £100. So to validate that this really worked, let's go back to the list of wallets, generate, like to fetch all the um, wallets we have saved in our in memory. And as you can see, now the balance has been updated to £100 from 0. So you can see that it's working. But one other thing we need to test, we have one more endpoint to test, and that is the withdraw endpoint. So now for the withdraw endpoint as well, we need the wallet ID and the amount. But we've tested for two conditions via this deposit. We've tested for um, wrong ID, which will give us, a response of wallet not found. We've tested an amount that is 0 less than 0, which will give us a response of amount should be greater, must be greater than 0. So we only have one more condition to test for, and that is to see if the balance is greater or equal to the amount that wants to be withdrawn. So let's try this out. We need to change this ID as well. This is a wrong ID, is just like a template. So now we want to withdraw 120, which we know is greater than the £100 we have in the account. And here's what we have: insufficient balance. So as you can see, the code is running. Now let's enter an amount. Let's say, because I don't want us to finish the whole money in the account. So let's say we are withdrawing £50. Let's execute this. And as you can see here, we have our balance is now £50. So so that you won't be confused, look at the ID. See, the ID remains the same, but the balance has changed because we have performed a withdrawal request. So to also confirm that this has worked, let's go and return or fetch the lists of wallets we have. And as you can see now is 50. So we have all our endpoints tested and they are all working perfectly. So here you can see right here that our code is fine. But based on the previous um, lectures we've had or videos we've done, we spoke about separation of concern, clean architecture, solid principle. And if we look at this class, we'll see that this controller class is, performing more than one operation. And ideally, it's just supposed to handle just a single responsibility. But now it's performing the responsibility of deposits, the withdraw responsibility, and so on and so forth. And then even in here, we can say that we are handling business logic, which should not be. The controller class should not be the one to handle business logic. And so as we go ahead in this journey in this learning, we are going to be doing some separation of concerns. We are going to be doing some kind of abstraction. At the moment, we are using a concrete, implementation of an in-memory um, persistence method, which is the use of a static list. So we'll be abstracting this, putting this in proper place because it has to be in the um, infrastructure layer. Um, so there's a need for us to abstract this repository by using maybe an interface high wallet repository and just make use of the abstraction so that we can also make use of data or dependency injection efficiently. So these are some of the things that will be coming up as we get along in this journey. So stay with me and let's learn something new and build something new together. Please make sure if you have any, um, make sure to comment your observation, your questions, your thoughts, your disagreements, or if you want me to make any video to explain a particular subject matter properly or a terminology properly, just put that in the comment section. Also click the like button, share this video so that I can get to a wider audience. And don't be the only one learning. Please invite as many as people, share with many people that also like to learn so as to grow to becoming an employable software or backend engineer. Thank you for joining. Stay tuned. And I'll be dropping the next video soon. So make sure you subscribe so that you can be getting the update as soon as I am uploading those videos. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in my next video.